flu, no COVID. I went to the doctor, tested, and I'm on the very far end of it now, so just don't get in my face, but we'll be fine today. It's time, welcome to the information session of Montgomery County Commission for today, January the 6th, 2026. First time I got to say 26 this year. At this time, I'll do the invocation. If you would, join me in prayer. Lord, we just thank you for so many blessings for Montgomery County. Lord, we thank you for this group that's here today. It's a group that's here to represent all the great things that's happening in Montgomery County. We have people here that are passionate about public education. We have the finest public safety sheriff and department in the entire state, if not the country, here, and their interests are in public safety. We have our engineers here today with the infrastructure, the roads, bridges, and our wastewater. Though we have our chamber here, who's here for economic development, and just on and on. The people that are here today love Montgomery. They love Montgomery County. They're passionate about what they do, and I appreciate that. I just ask today, Lord, that you help this county commission make every decision based on what is best for all of Montgomery County, east, west, north, and south, and all our residents of Montgomery County. And hopefully all these pillars are here today. We can work together, because it's going to take public education, public safety, health care, infrastructure, and on and on and on for us to be great. Lord, if one of them is good and successful, then we have a fair county. If two, then we have a good county. If we have three or more, then we have a great county. So it's very, very important that we all just work together for the best for all residents of Montgomery County. Lord, I ask you to be with us today in this room. We invite you in. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning. Scheduled attendees today, the world's greatest sheriff, Derek Cunningham. Before we get started with the agenda, we do have two new additions to the Montgomery County team that we would like to introduce. First and foremost, our brand new Human Resources Director, Mrs. Dana Patterson. Dana has been with us since the 22nd, so she's been with us a little bit over a week and a half. And also, so we greatly appreciate her coming and what she's going to help us do in the human resource field. So welcome aboard, Dana. And we also have Mr. Andre Ruffin. He is the administrative assistant for Commissioner Dan Harris.
Y'all picked the most exciting meeting we probably have had in my 9 years for your first meeting. So all of them won't be like this. Normally, they're all very boring, but today will be a lot of passion and excitement today. So we're glad to have both of y'all with us at the county. Andre, too.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I was curious as to whether or not the people who are here that wanted to speak have actually signed in.
Yeah, there's a sheet in the back of the room. OJ will help you back there. He knows. So please sign in if you want to speak at the 10 o'clock meeting. There's a sign-up sheet. By the rules of the county commission, only 2 per subject. So if we have 10 people here that want to speak about the sheriff's department data center, we can only take 2. For any other topic, healthcare, any public safety, anything has to be. We have to keep it down to 2, a 3-minute limit to show considerations for everybody's time. So, but please, if you have somebody here, please sign up.
All right. Commissioner Harris, are you on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
I apologize for not being there and present, but believe me, if my body would allow it, I'd be there. But
Yes,
I'm
sir.
here in mind, spirit, all I can be.
Yes, sir. Items to be considered at the 10 o'clock session. Item number 3, consider 2025 County Rebuild Alabama Annual Report. Item number 4, consider budgeted position changes, engineering. Item number 5, consider budget change request for the 2025 COPS hiring grant. Item number 6, consider budget change request for the 2025 local TAP grant. Item number 7, consider budget change request for the 2025 state TAP grant. Item number 8, consider addendum to current Xerox contract. Item number 9, consider bid award to Martin Environmental Services for Clean Saturday Refuse Collection Service. Item number 10, consider resolution for the Montgomery County Commission to provide additional funding to Jackson Hospital.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
may I interrupt, please?
oh, sure, yeah.
On that item that's on the resolution number 10, I had asked last meeting, we have the same item, same wording, for provision providing financial oversight, physical accountability. I think that's going to be important moving forward because we find ourselves in a place now that perhaps the result of poor management and lack of accountability. And so it has been brought to my attention that the resolution that we passed for the initial 10 million really satisfies that type of oversight. So I would like this commission, with your guidance, to put that language on this particular resolution, the language that deals with the financial oversight and accountability. I think really meets the criteria that I was trying to establish when I sent you all those few items that I thought might have addressed it. But it was brought to my attention that, again, the language in the resolution regarding the 10 million really satisfies that requirement. So I would ask that we put that language into the resolution regarding the 7.5 million.
Is that any issue, Connie, with that? That shouldn't be any issue with that, is it? So we just need to take.
You want the language from the $10 million resolution
To be the same
to
for
be the
this.
same exact language for the
Mr.
7.5.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, Jan.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Dan, yeah.
Yes, and I'm in agreement with that. I voted twice to support Jackson Hospital, and the last thing I want to do is to see Montgomery County go without adequate health care for all of its citizens. I voted first for $1 million to keep them out of bankruptcy, and I voted again for $10 million to help with the plan to get them out of bankruptcy. And in that $10 million resolution, I supported it fully. And I think what Commissioner Sankey is saying today, why don't we just use that same resolution, and you have my vote for us to commit to providing $7.5 million. My fear is this. The entire plan requires that we raise $293 million. And in order to raise that $293 million, certain entities, public and private group, were supposed to come up with so much money. Montgomery County and the city has committed to their shares. The state was supposed to come up with $50 million. They never said, they said they couldn't do that. They were going to match what Montgomery County and the city would do. That right now, if we put up all our money, that only amounts to $40 million. Some $90 million was supposed to come from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Blue Cross Blue Shield gave them $35 million. That's way short of what we needed to make the $293 million. Here is my fear. My fear is if the bankruptcy court does not accept the plan because we wasn't able to raise the money, what happens to the money that we put up if it's already been spent? If it's already been spent, we can't get it back. And we're still, Jackson is gone. The bankruptcy court has ordered it into Chapter 9. And just think, somebody's going to have to feel that forward. If and I hope it doesn't happen, Jackson Hospital fades away. Somebody is. And whoever they are, they're going to come to the county commission again and ask us for money to help them get started. We won't have the money because we'd have thrown it away. So all I'm asking is that we protect the $17.5 million that we're about to commit, that we protect it from that happening by utilizing the same resolution that we utilized to authorize the $10 million. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. So if I'm make sure I clarify. So the request from the Commissioner Sankey and Commissioner Harris is that the wording for today's 7.5 million be identical to what it was for the 10 million. Yes. Tammy, can you have that changed by the time we meet? Can you pull the 10 million wording from 2 or 3 a month ago, whenever it was, 2 months ago, and change that wording to that? Is that okay with the other commissioners?
It's fine with me. That's
Okay with
fine
you,
me.
Justin?
It's okay with you, Justin?
Fine?
Fine with
Okay,
me.
Kendall?
Okay.
Fair enough? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
That
Chairman.
gets it done, I'm in.
I'm all for it. Let's go.
Item number 11, consider agreement for allocation of 1 cent sales tax. Item number 12, consider miscellaneous appropriations to agencies. Are there any additions?
No, not for me.
Item number 13, consider miscellaneous appropriations to education.
I have an addition, and I'm sorry.
No problem.
I need to add $1,500 to Lamp High School Science Olympiad. That's all.
Justin,
Yes,
is that the trip that they're gonna go on? Is that to support the group that they're?
They're going on a trip here, aren't they?
this is not supporting that trip. This is to build her a little bit of a budget. She's worried. She's got about half the year paid for. She charges $35 a student. It covers a T-shirt and entrance fees into their events. But she needs a little bit of money. This would last her probably a year and a half, easy, to get through next year, new events, build-outs, that kind of stuff.
Commissioner Harris, I have the one that we were talking about, the DECA conference.
Uh-huh.
And they were asking you and I to help them. They have 60 members and 6 advisors, and they're saying that it's 65 per student and 45 per advisor, and $250 with the transportation. They were wanting to know, could you and I come up with some money to help them?
Yeah, how much, what was the total on that?
They didn't give me a total. They just they just let me know that. So give me, let's see here. The transportation is $250, and and they didn't even tell me how many advisors and how many students are going.
Well, I mean, I of course, I'd be willing to help on
I
that.
mean, too, but I think I need to ask her. I'll email her back and ask, can she give me a total from LAMP? I'm doing it now.
Okay,
I'm emailing her
All
now
right.
and ask, can she send us a grand total?
all right.
Kendall, did I get my 1,000 per principal discretionary fund for all my schools?
Yes,
I can't
sir.
see it. Is that on there now?
Yes, sir, I have, if you want me to run down the
No,
list?
It should be 10.
Okay,
It should be all there.
go ahead.
2,500 for West Ferry Road Elementary School, first grade reading initiative.
All right, just to make sure we're good, I have 1,500 additional for LAMP for the high school Olympiad from Commissioner Costanza, and I have $2,500 from Commissioner Sankey to West Ferry Elementary for first grade reading initiative. Are there any other additions?
Did you say Science Olympiad?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Miscellaneous appropriations from designated revenue. All right, item number 15, consider travel and training requests for appraisal, engineering, and the sheriff. All right, moving on to the information session. Sheriff Derek Cunningham, would you come on down? The sheriff has items number 1, 3, and 4. Item number 1 is to consider the sale of 3 decommissioned vehicles. These vehicles are being sold for $7,500 each, and they're going to go to Macon County.
All right. Well, hey, first of all, good morning to everybody. Happy New Year. I see so many nice smiling faces. Yes, this is just selling some of our surplus vehicles to Macon County. I think you all got the request letter from them. Just need your approval.
That's common, you've done this many a time, so.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. That'll be next agenda.
All right, item number 3 is to consider amendment number 1 to Galls LLC to extend the contract until March the 17th, 2027. This is to provide,
Hey, what happened to number 2? You jumped to number 2? We're not gonna do number 2?
Well, these are all for the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
Sheriff, Mr. Chairman, explain number 2, please.
no, maybe,
Okay.
number 2 is, I'm doing 1, 3, and 4 because these are all items in the sheriff's office. So if you have any questions, I don't want to have to keep pulling him up and back.
Yeah. Number 2 is you all.
Okay, we sorry. He trying to say your legs. We sorry, Sheriff.
We're gonna do items 1, then 3, then 4.
Yeah.
All right. So item number 3 is for the amendment of a contract with Galls to provide uniforms to the sheriff's office. This is just an amendment. Price will increase 5% in accordance. Any questions on that one?
Now, Ken, the only thing is, all these contracts we have, I know they have the addendums in there where they can increase a certain amount.
Yes, sir.
That's more or less like giving them a pay increase every year, because most of them come back and want that increase. Is there any way we can, in the future, try to look at that a little closer with the contracts and maybe set some stipulations on, maybe not every year, but every other year or something, you know, but just a thought, but this will be next agenda.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about what that looks like for all of our contracts. So moving forward, item number 4, consider amendment number 1 to extend the contract until February 3rd, 2027. This is also an amendment with Galls to furnish polo shirts for the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
And that'll be next agenda.
Next agenda. All right. Thank you, Sheriff.
Sheriff, one last thing on your crime data center, give us a quick update on the Carnegie building.
On the Carnegie?
What
Right.
you doing there and what's the
Yeah.
update?
That's going to be our criminal intelligence center. But yes, right now we're waiting on the flooring people to come in to put the flooring down. We've already, us, Aaliyah, ATF, Marshals, and all of us have been collaborating. We already got most of the equipment in for the knobbing system, which is the working with the ATF, where we'll be able to enter in shell casings and to be able to have that database here in our center. So everything is moving great. Kind of slow right now, waiting on the flooring to get put down. We've already had DOC came in and did a lot of work for us, a lot of renovations for us. So the painting has been completed. So we're probably looking around the first part of February, being able to get it open and running.
Yeah, you had mentioned multiple law enforcement agencies. Is the city of Montgomery one of those?
They take part on the MAX task force as well.
Will the city utilize the crime data center with y'all too?
It's going to be offered to all of them, yeah, everybody.
Does the city have a crime data center now?
They have a real-time crime center where they can view all the
Star
video.
Watch
Yeah,
and
the
stuff
Star
like
Watch,
that?
yeah,
But that'll be also included.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we have access to those cameras. They got access to our cameras.
And that's great.
Yeah,
We
so-
didn't always have that, so that's
No,
great.
no, it's a great venue for what we're doing right now. I think it's great for the citizens here in Montgomery, because there ain't a roadway that comes in or out of Montgomery County where we don't have cameras. In all of our major areas, we have LPRs, so we got license plate readers where once we enter that tag and that car goes through that camera, we're getting an email, and that email don't just go to us, it goes to all my deputies. So everybody know what car we're looking for. And it's helping us. I mean, you all know, we don't have the stolen vehicles like we used to have, because we're making arrests. We're getting those people off the street.
Thank you, Sheriff.
All right, moving back to item number 2, consider subrecipient agreement between AUM for the State Crisis Intervention Program grant.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
This is basically another subrecipient agreement that mimics the one that we approved for CareStar a couple of months back. This basically just holds AUM accountable for it.
Pull the mic up. You're so tall. Derek's so short. Yeah, zero financial impact to us. Okay. Any questions? That'll be next agenda. Thank you, sir.
All right. Item number 5, consider change order for a new UPS system in the Montgomery County Detention Facility. As we've gone through this renovation of our jail facility and things, we are discovering things, it has come to light that our new UPS system, which means uninterruptible power supply in the jail, needs to be replaced. It's past its useful life, and if we don't do this, we could be facing a situation where if the power goes out, there's no backup to get it back on, which of course puts the operation at the jail at risk. And you know, again, this is not a 8 to 5 facility. This is a 24-hour facility. The change order is required due to the cost of replacement of the system, and this cost of the new system is estimated to be up to $525,525.57. This can be done under the current contract that we have with Bradley, who is already working at the jail. I spoke with the architect this morning, and we should actually begin some new estimates that could potentially be lower, but not that much
Could
lower.
potentially be higher, too.
No, well, this is the high amount based on what we knew the price increase was going to be from the vendor, and based on what I was told this morning, the price percentage increase is not going to be as high. So
They didn't know about this when they bid it out to start with?
no, this is something that we really just discovered in the last probably 30 days.
So this will be an additional potential $525,000 hit to our general fund budget,
Well, yes, this is on top of the current contract that we already have with Bradley.
and we're already using $2 million in reserves to balance our budget already. So this will be another substantial hit to our reserves,
Yes, sir.
unfortunately.
What is the useful life of that type of, that piece of equipment? Do we know?
I believe, I don't have it off the top of my head. I want to throw out an incorrect number, but I can get you all that information.
And who decided that it had almost reached the end of its useful life? Who decided that?
The electrician that is working on the jail project.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Item number 6, consider 2026 county employee blood drives. This is as you all know, we sponsor 2 blood drives annually in the past year, and this is being requesting 4 blood drives in 2026. Requesting that we also, as standard, get 4 hours per blood drive that we take part in of paid administrative leave.
Never enough blood. It's always a demand for blood. So
Yes.
that'll be next agenda.
All right. Those are all of our items.
Anything else, commissioners, y'all want to discuss? I do want to take just a moment, and I really wasn't planning on even addressing this today and bring this up at all, but due to some of the social media, I guess, attacks, and again, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to social media because people who won't pick the phone up and call you, and they'd rather post something on social media. I just don't put a lot of warrant into that. But we have had, over this penny sales tax, there's been a lot of, I guess, controversy over that, and I completely understand the controversy. And I just want to share with y'all a few things this morning so everybody can kind of know all the details, because I've gotten just a couple of phone calls, and every phone call I've gotten has been, this is what I heard on the street, and this is what people are telling me, this is what I read, and every one of them's always different. So I got a phone call last night from a lady I have a lot of respect for, and we had a 56-minute conversation. At the end of the 56-minute conversation, she thanked me, sent me a text. She's a firm supporter of public education, has been forever. She still wants every dollar MPS can get. I understand that completely, but at least she did understand why behind we're here today. So let me just share with y'all just a little bit. The Montgomery County Commission collects 2.5 cents sales tax. Back in '01, I believe, was the year the county commission, none of us, but the county commission, the 5 people sitting here in these seats, voted to appropriate 1 cent of that 2.5%, 40% of the sales tax we collect, to public education. This was well done. It was a good idea at the time because the ad valorem taxes were lowest in the state of Alabama. Fortunately, the voters voted for the ad valorem tax increase, the property tax increase, and MPS started realizing that in 2023. There was about $41 million additional funding, which was well needed. The county commission has no intention to rescind the 1 cent sales tax, even though when it was first allocated back in '01, from talking to people who were there, they said it was done in lieu of the property tax, and at some point it could be rescinded by a vote of the county commission. It was not on a ballot. It was not state legislature. It was the body of the county commission made that decision on their own. With the situation with health care in Montgomery, when it became critical this past February, and really critical this summer, August the 5th, the hospital really should have closed in February. It really should have closed in August. It could have, but it didn't because of the results of one person stepping in and giving a debtor in possession loan and not calling that loan a DIP loan. But when it was obvious that city, county, state, local governments were going to be asked to help fund public health care in Montgomery County, I went to MPS, Pike Road Schools, and even went to AEA. First one I went to was MPS. We met in the Percy Julian High School hall lobby area there. I think Dr. Bird was there with me. Pam was there, right? Pam, wasn't you there? Jada was there, I think was there, and I think Erica Smith, and there may have been somebody else. I can't remember. Was it Erica or somebody else? But it was somebody. I can't remember. It was a board president, I think, at the time. I think it was Erica Smith. And I outlined to them the reasons that we need to do something and what I was going to propose to the Montgomery County Commission in August is that we cap the 1 cent sales tax at 2022 numbers. That meant MPS would get about $33 million every year going forward, capped, no increase. That's what you're getting. Pike Road Schools would get $3.5 million, whatever their percentage was. It's all based on state numbers. The state sets that number on how the 1 cent is allocated. I think it's 90.5 to MPS, 9.5 to Pike Road Schools, now based on the state enrollment numbers by the state. And I was going to propose that in August. MPS said, Doug, can you please not do that in August? Can you delay that because we're going to the bond market, and it could be a negative credit. I don't know the exact term, but it could be a negative when we go to the bond market. I said, sure, I'll be glad to do that. I'm going to propose it and be voted on January the 6th. I went to Pike Road School and told them the same thing. They don't like it either. Nobody likes it. I don't even like it. I went to AEA. I didn't have to go to AEA, but out of respect for AEA, my mother-in-law worked there 40 years for Dr. Hubbard. I feel like they're a family to me. I've got so much respect for them. I went to Therion Stokes, and Lynn Petway was in the meeting, and I told them what I was looking at doing. Dr. Stokes said, Doug, you know I'm going to fight you on this. I said, I know you're going to fight me on this. That's what you get paid to do. If I had any association representing me, I'd want it to be AA. To me, they do the best job of representing the teachers. But I was up front, even though I was told by multiple people and multiple elected officials, to be quite frank, don't do that. Just put it on the agenda, waive rules, vote on it, and it's over, blindside everybody, nobody knows anything about it. I don't operate that way. I don't want people doing that to me. I'm gonna be transparent. So I put it out there for criticism 6 months ago. And now I'm getting criticized now because of some initiatives that have been introduced. And people are saying, well, you came up with this, Doug, just because they got initiatives. But that's the furthest thing from the truth. It was 6 months ago. So 6 months pass. We get to December. I call a meeting with all three parties again. I go to Dr. Byrd, meet with him individually, Dr. Langford at Pike Road Schools, and Dr. Stokes at AA. And I said, look, I've been talking to a lot of people. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been thinking about this. If I cap you at 2022 numbers, yes, you lose, MPS will lose going forward. MPS and Pike Road Schools combined, public education will lose about $4.5 million going forward in the first year. And then they would lose, not lose, but you wouldn't be getting the money going forward, additional income from the growth of the sales tax. And I know the sales tax is going to grow here in Montgomery County for two reasons. One, $4.1 billion in economic impact that you can thank the Chamber and the state of Alabama, the city of Montgomery, and your fellow county commissioners up here. $4.1 billion in economic impact over the last 3 or 4 years that's come to Montgomery under construction. Common sense tells you those people are going to, some will live in Montgomery, some won't live in Montgomery. I realize that, but they're going to shop in Montgomery. And the ones that live here are going to buy houses, and they're going to, based on their salaries, buy higher income houses. That's going to help us increase our ad valorem taxes, which helps us, it helps public education. The other thing is inflation will tell you that with everything inflating, that the sales tax is going to go up regardless. So it's a win for all of us involved. So I went to them and I said, I don't want to cap you, because you would not be a partnership, you would not be realizing some of this growth that we got coming. So I said, here's what I want to propose, is that the county commission keeps 1/10 of that 1 cent. Public education gets 9/10 of that 1 cent general fund sales tax money. Now, that's still not going to make everybody happy. It's a lot better than the other way, because with this plan, based on our sales tax growth projected, and we had an 8.9% growth in October, the first month of this fiscal year for the county. I projected it out at 10%. I think that's modest, based on my knowledge of what's coming down the pike with this $4.1 billion capital investment that we have made here in Montgomery County. So going forward in 26, the numbers for MPS and Pike Road should be fairly level budget funding. In other words, no cuts, no caps, no reduction of staff. You might not be able to add staff, and we would love at the county to add staff, but we're in no financial position to do that at this point. We went through that in the budget. We would love more programs. We would love more initiatives at the county. I've got a room full of our department heads who met with us during budget time. Our budget hearings lasted 3 to 4 times longer than they ever have in my 9 years here, because we had to make some tough decisions in our budget hearings. And I mentioned earlier, our budget's $111 million. We got projected revenue of $109 million. We've got a $2 million budget gap that will be funded with our reserves. And that keeps me awake at night, to be honest with you folks. Budgeting something with reserves is not ideal, but it's something we had to do at the time to keep all these departments fully staffed and compensate our staff members and continue to provide the basic services. So I presented all three parties the revised part. I think they all, again, not thrilled with it. I'm not thrilled with it, and they're not thrilled with it, but at least there was an understanding of why we were doing this. And I was being upfront, and I told them we was going to do it on January 6th. Same deal for Pike Road schools as it is for MPS. They both, if one gets something, the other gets something, and it's based on a student enrollment. Pike Road schools understood. They said, okay, don't like it. I got the threats. I got all that comes along with being in this seat. But they understood, and they said, we want to work with you. We'll grow with you. And we'll be glad to sign whatever we need to do. Right now, there's no agreement between MPS, the county, and the county and Pike Road schools. There's no agreement out there on this 1 cent sales tax. I don't know how you go to the bond market without any type of agreement, just based on past. They've given us the money in the past, so they're going to give it to us in the future. I even came back and we got Clint Graves, who is the attorney that is handling all this for us from Gilpin Gavan. I called Clint, and when I called Clint the first time, he said, well, Doug, you know, I've already done this. And I said, I didn't realize you'd already done this. He said, yeah, I did it in 2011. I think it's the year he said he did. When Chairman Dean asked him, and I've gotten people on Facebook said Chairman Dean would roll over in his grave. I love Elton Dean more than anybody in this world loved Elton Dean. But Elton Dean in 2011 had all this drawn up to rescind the 1 cent sales tax. And the attorney's here, you got the documents. I mean, it's not something I'm making up. It's something Elton felt like needed to be done, I think at the time, because you remember the market in 2011 had tanked and the county was in trouble, so he was making a good fiscal decision for the county. Anyway, it didn't happen because the ad valorem taxes were still so low. The county commission, Elton changed his mind, didn't do it, which I'm glad he didn't do it, because we wouldn't be here today if he'd done that. But end of the day, the Montgomery County Commission has to do what is best for Montgomery County, for all of Montgomery County. I represent the east side of town, which is the most affluent, highest income part of Montgomery County. But my heart is in Boston, Chisholm, where I grew up, West Montgomery. We're doing things on West Montgomery right now that hadn't been done in I don't know how many years. And you can thank your fellow commissioners sitting up here for doing that, and Dan Harris. But we got to do what is best for all of Montgomery County, and that is public education. We need the strongest public education. I'm so proud of going from a D to a C. That's a significant improvement, and I can't wait till we make the announcement. We went from a C to a B. Pike Road schools, all A's except the high school, whose percentage, half a percentage point away from being an A. I'm proud of that too. I want all of our schools to be the best in the state. And I feel like this county commission has made that commitment to public education over the years to do that. And again, we're not talking about capping or cutting. All we're talking about is working together and sharing and letting us take 10% of that money that will go to health care to help us. You already heard about Jackson Hospital today. You already heard a conversation about that. Public safety. Sheriff Cunningham talked about, we got the greatest sheriff's department in the world, but Sheriff Cunningham needs money too. He spoke of the data center that he's doing. All that costs money. Adding 10 deputies to put them on the streets, that costs money. So the county commission has to look at health care, public safety, economic development, which brings jobs, which increases ad valorem tax, which funds us and school systems, quality of life for our residents, infrastructure, roads, bridges, and I could go on and on. My point is, yes, I wish we could just continue to give all that 1 cent sales tax to public education. If I could, I promise you, I don't take this lightly. I don't get great enjoyment out of doing it. I get great criticism. The people in Pike Road, I've gotten the calls. My wife's gotten the calls. Justin's wife works at MPS. Unfortunately, she's been harassed at work. Everybody on this commission has gotten the phone calls from people, mostly because they don't have the information that I'm sharing with you today. But I can't speak for my other commissioners, but I didn't sign up for this to get reelected. That's not why I ran. And I'm not going to do anything that's just going to get me reelected. So when these people call me and threaten me, they're going to get somebody to run against me, and they've got a candidate, that's fine. If I get voted out, when my time comes, if I decide to run again or what, if I do run again, if I get voted out, and I did everything in my heart that I thought was best for all of Montgomery County, then I'm good to go. I'm going to smile and go on about my good retirement life. And I hope that the phone calls and the posts and all that is not going to affect me at all. I can promise you that. Because I know if I ever give in one time, then I'm done as an elected official. I'm done as a person. If I don't hold to my conviction in my heart to do something, I'll let the public outcry change my vote on anything. So I'm just not going to do that. Because the next time anything least controversial comes up, I'm going to have another room full of people, and it's going to be half of one side and half of the other, and then I'm going to have to vote on which one yells the loudest, and I don't want to put myself in that position. Again, end of the day, Montgomery County Commission needs this 1/10 of 1 cent, and we're all going to continue to grow. Over the next 6 years, MPS, between the local taxes, and as residents, we pay a lot of taxes. There will be no, I don't look for no tax increase. I think we pay enough taxes now. $650 million over the next 5 years between those two. Nearly $1 billion over the next 9 years. We support public education. Again, it's important to us, just as healthcare is, public safety is, roads and bridges, economic development. So I'm sorry I had to give you all that long dialogue, but I wanted everybody to know the whole chronology of how all this has happened, and it's not something that Doug dreamed up over Christmas vacation and said, okay, I want to be vindictive, I want to go get money from the children. This is something that's been very well planned out. Clint Graves is here, and he's got all the documents. I'm not going to ask him to speak unless he wants to, but he's got all the stuff drawn up. And going back to if this passes, or when this passes, Montgomery Public Schools and Pike Road Schools both will have the opportunity to have an agreement for the first time that they can take to the bond market. We're going to put a 1-year agreement. Clint's got it drawn up, a 1-year agreement with annual automatic renewals. So it won't come back up again unless 240 days out, one of the parties says we want to make a revision. It has to be a 240-day notice most of the year. So this will continue, and we won't be in this room again, and I can promise you a year from now, when we look at what MPS gets and what Pike Road gets, it's not going to be a huge increase. I'll tell you that now. Not next year. The following years, it will continue to increase. Next year, MPS will get $2.5 million on the ad valorem tax. That should be a fairly simple, that's what happened from 23 to 24, I mean, from 24 to 25, and 23 to 20, it's trending over the last 3 years, about 2.5 million, and continues to trend upward. So that money's gonna be there with the ad valorem tax, because they're not going down, and property values ain't going down. So a year from now, we'd all be sitting in this room again, and I'd love to meet again and go through those numbers with you. And if the numbers are not what I say they are, then we'll have another conversation about it, and we'll adjust something, look at it. I won't go up on you, but I'll look at it. If it's proven that it's not working, like I said, we'll consider it again. And again, the money that we're generating will be used, again, public safety, public health care, and public education. We can always give it back to Montgomery Public Schools and the Pike Road Schools if we see fit to do that and help you. And another part of this thing, too, is that we've got a request from Trenum for $5 million. I understand from the press conference and the news releases, y'all entered a partnership, Montgomery Public Schools, with Trenum. 100% behind it, Dr. Bird. I've been saying for years that impact should be the entire mall. Impact should be in that entire mall. We should have 5 times the amount of students in that program, partnered with Trenum, partnered with Hyundai, and now with Manna and Mobus and all these other companies to put skilled workers out there making great wages. 100% support that. I agree with you on that one, 100%. I think it's great. You're the first one that's really expanded that, and I applaud you for what you're doing. So
Dr. Bird, tell him we're not going just to Impact. Tell him we're going to the west side with it. We're going to use Trenum. Tell him we ain't going just to the Impact.
Well, that's what
We're
I'm
going to
saying,
bring that greatness to the west side because
Well,
it's the best side.
Yeah, they are, you're right, they are moving into the west side, but it's still Trenum. Well, Trenum's always been there, so. But they've asked for $5 million over the next 5 years. Some of this 1 cent sales tax, this 10 would go to help do that. And I would even encourage Trenum, before we give them the money, to make sure it's going to help y'all with the partnership. I think that's a fair ask. So again, I just wanted to get that out there so everybody knows what's going on. I don't know how the vote's going to go today. It may get voted down. If it is, that's fine. We'll continue on. I just know that the obligations that we have now in this Montgomery County Commission, we've already made, not counting any additional funding for Jackson Hospital. All we made as of today is over $30 million that we've got to fulfill. We made those obligations through resolutions or through agreements or through contracts. So when you look at that money, and that cuts us down in our general fund reserves down to what I consider very, very scary areas. If we have another downturn in the economy, we got to make some tough decisions at the county on cutting staff, cutting programs. We have no option. The other thing it does, and Mike Dunn's here. Mike, can you come here a minute? I want to ask you a question. I want you to clarify something for me. If we take $30 million out of our reserves, I want to ask Mike how that affects us going to the bond market in the future and what effect it has. And, you know, I think, Mike, we've got 3 bond issues now that deal with buildings for MPS that the county commission was glad to do, because at the time, our bond rating was much higher than MPS's at the time. So we went to the bond market on those. MPS is paying the bill. We're not paying the bill. The MPS is paying the bill for us. 2 of them mature in 2040, I think 1 in 2030. But my question is, if we remove cash from our reserves, is there any future consequences to that move? Mike, put that mic close to you. Mike, put that mic close to you. I'll talk a little louder.
Turn it on. I don't think it's on.
Is it on? There's a, Rodney, come on.
Ah, light's on.
Okay.
Can you hear me better now? Okay. All right. So depleting reserves is a negative consideration in the rating process. And, you know, in doing that, you would have an explanation to the rating agencies for your rationale on part of why you're doing it. What you've been talking about for the last hour is the rationale on the decisions that you're making on drawing those reserves down. So it is a negative consideration. I think with what you're doing with the funds and what the county commission is doing, it's prudent. It's for the betterment of the entire county. And I think you build that into your story to the rating agencies on that. And by the way, that debt, if that debt gets paid off for the school system, that in itself will generate additional dollars that are also going to the school system for their budget because the debt would have been paid down.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. All right, it's 9:54. We're going to be back here at 10 o'clock sharp. Take a quick recess, and then we'll be right back at 10 o'clock for the formal session.